This is a special presentation of Tiger Sports on Alamo Sports and Talk 1230 and 101.9 FM.
Alamo Sports and Talk, 1230, 101.9. Welcome to Tiger Field here on a Wednesday night. It's not the planned night for Alamogordo versus Oregon Mountain, but the way that it worked out with the weather yesterday as the second week of district begins for these two teams. And then they'll be back at it again tomorrow. It's Alamogordo versus Oregon Mountain in a District 3 5A matchup. I'm Charles Winnicky. Thanks for tuning in to Alamo Sports and Talk. We had JV just finish up prior to this, and so varsity I guess we'll not start right at 7 o'clock. I don't know, honestly, when they'll get it going, but they're working on the field and getting that in shape. And I don't know if they're going to do infield, outfield, and all the usual. You've got both teams that are tossing the ball around on the first base and third base foul lines in the outfield right now. So I would imagine they're probably going to go through that whole process as they usually do for most pre-games. So 7:15 maybe later. I couldn't tell you for sure on that one. So they went to a little over an hour 45 on the JV side of things. I think Oregon Mountain won. Unfortunately, our scoreboard's having a little bit of an issue, which I know they're going to work on probably between now and the next home games, which will be next Friday. So I've definitely got to be really paying attention tonight for pitch counts and all that good stuff. I don't have anybody to, I guess, back me up on that, so it's all good. Regardless, the Tigers desperately looking for a win. Came so close last week against the undefeated Centennial Hawks, which I didn't look to see if Centennial has kept that going, if they've stayed undefeated on the season, or did they pick up their first loss? No, still unbeaten. They beat Mayfield, I believe. So they're now 15-0 on the season. Tigers are coming into it at 6-8, 0-3 in district. Oregon Mountain, they're unbeaten in district, 3-0 and 8-6. Overall, they took it to Gadsden pretty good in their 3 games last week. 12-0, 13-2. A close second game in the series, 3-0 ended up being the final, but they really didn't let Gadsden get going on the offensive side of things, and a couple games there, Oregon Mountain really got the bats going for themselves. So we'll look at their schedule and what it's looked like. They've played some really tough teams this season, so we'll tell you all about that. And it's the Tigers hoping to grab a home win for one, but a district win as well, and just get their district season going, and then try to, get things going again tomorrow as well. This will be tough for both teams, especially if you end up having to use a lot of pitchers today. I think both teams will probably recognize the situation and, depending on how the game is going, have to be a little bit frugal and smart with that. And so, it's one of those where, the Tigers have got pretty decent depth in their pitching. Unfortunately, their guy going into the season, Cade Kiss, has been dealing with injuries, and so he was going to start the game last Thursday night, and they called that off, and it doesn't look like tonight. Tonight, I think it's in the order. Preston Eldred would start on a Tuesday, or at least has, and he did last week in district. So we'll see if we're able to get him, or they're able to get him out there again, but just been a little banged up apparently. So we'll see how it goes for the Tigers tonight. We're in pregame right now, and it's the Otero Federal Credit Union pregame show. The Alamogordo Tigers and the Oregon Mountain Knights getting ready to get going here in probably about 10-15 minutes, as the JV finished up about 15 minutes ago, and they are running the ATV with the grate along the back of it. I'm sure there's a good word for that, but to make the infield dirt look good, and they're putting in new chalk on the batter's box, spray painting home plate. I was wondering that if they did that, because I think it was the first home game I noticed that there were like chunks of it that were coming up off of home plate. So hopefully there's enough time to, I guess, dry before they get started again. So, all right, we'll take a break. We'll come back. More of the Otero Federal Credit Union pregame show coming up for you here on Alamo Sports and Talk.
Celebrate America Saves Week with OFCU. Grab some freedom and save some green from April 6th through the 10th. Score vehicle purchases or non-OFCU refinance vehicles low as 4.24% APR with no payments for 90 days. That's right, 90 days. Consolidate with personal loans as low as 7.99% APR. Apply online at oterofcu.org. Limited time offer, must be new money. All loans subject to credit approval. Rates vary based on collateral and or term. Other restrictions may apply. Interest will accrue from date of purchase. Federally insured by NCUA.
Ryan Richardson Motor Company wishes the Tigers an amazing winning season. May your efforts match your dreams. Buy, sell, or trade late model cars, trucks, and SUVs. Financing available. Stop by for a test drive and score an amazing deal with Ryan Richardson Motor Company. 318 South White Sands Boulevard or online at ryanrichardson.company. That's ryanrichardson.company.
Here in our community, we honor the strength of our military families and their children during Military Child Month. First National Bank is honored to support the families who serve, and we thank you for your service.
First National Bank, member FDIC.
Remember, if something seems too good to be true, it often is. This is Emily from First National Bank. Trust your instincts and stay vigilant to online fraud. Protect yourself from becoming a victim. Think before you act. If you have concerns, contact your bank for further assistance.
First National Bank, member FDIC.
The Winter Circle has been outfitting champions for over 50 years in Otero County. Established in 1970 by our Gigi and Big John.
Let's show our school spirit. Whether you're a Tiger, Wildcat, Bear, or Chief, we can make t-shirts, sweatshirts, polos, and hats. And we do custom embroidery too. The Winter Circle does it all. Custom orders available for businesses, squadrons, and organizations like hats, polos, name tags, also trophies and awards.
Winter Circle,
1201 10th Street. Go Tiger! See you at the game!
Join the fantastic team at Ochoa Stucco. Full-time positions, on-the-job training, and competitive pay. Start a career in construction. Message Ochoa Stucco on Facebook or call 575-442-6745 to schedule an interview.
Join Stand Up to Cancer and Jazz Pharmaceuticals to raise awareness of small cell lung cancer and accelerate the pace of research. Ask your healthcare provider about screening options that might be right for you or a loved one. Visit standuptocancer.org/lung to learn more.
Alamo Sports and Talk, 1230 1019. Welcome back to Tiger Field as both teams continuing through their warm-ups. And looks like the field is about put together. They've laid down the new chalk in the batter's boxes and continue to rake the infield and put the bases back in and get ready for tonight's game. Beautiful night for baseball. Not any wind at all. And not hot. Nice temperature. You know, when the sun goes down, that may change things up a little bit, but genuinely about as good as you could ask for, which I got to say for the baseball games and softball games that I've covered so far this year, and it hasn't been a ton, but the weather has been top-notch. I know for some of the road games that they played, especially when the heat had kicked up there for those couple weeks in March, wasn't that fun, especially when, like, out in the eastern part of the state where it was getting near 100 degrees. So, but we've gotten lucky as we've gone into April, and even though the weather was bad yesterday, it was enough, time to call it off and just go to the next day and have a nice day of baseball here today. Do want to mention we'll be on the air tomorrow as well. Alamogordo Lady Tiger softball, who got a huge win on the road last night over Oregon Mountain, 3-2 in 9 innings. They'll be back at home for a doubleheader against Oregon Mountain. Crucial district games in terms of just staying in the hunt for the district championship. Mayfield, I think, has pulled 2 games clear. Well, they're 1 game up on Oregon Mountain, but they're 2 games clear of both Alamo and Centennial. Mayfield beat Centennial 17-3 yesterday. That was a score I was surprised. I figured those would be some close games. And when they play the doubleheader, it may be completely different story there, but I was certainly pretty surprised by that one. That maybe Mayfield's the team to beat in the district. Who knows? Alamo, I'm sure, is going to have something to say about that, and they definitely want to get their 2 wins at home against Oregon Mountain, but that's going to be really tough tomorrow. As for this game, let's look at Oregon Mountain and what they've done up to this point in the season, as they come in at 8-6, beat. I think I talked about this earlier this season. Rose of Sharon, which is a team in El Paso, 21-2-1. It's a very good team, or at least they've played very well this year. I'm just totally, I guess, unaware on how many private schools or charter schools there are in El Paso. There's a bunch, and some that I just never even heard of. But Oregon Mountain beat them 17-3. Montwood beat them 5-3. Coronado 8-5, and then El Dorado 5-1 out of El Paso. And they took a pretty big break. They played those 4 games the next to last weekend of February, and then took 2 weeks off and would play a doubleheader against Volcano Vista, would lose 5-2 and 6-3. I think Volcano Vista's 1 or 2 in the state. Maybe not. I don't know why I saw something yesterday that I thought that they were. Volcano Vista's 15 in the 5A rankings. I don't know what made me think. Is it Cleveland that's up towards the top? That's what it is. Cleveland's at number 1. Okay. So, I thought I saw somebody post that Volcano was number 2, but I don't think that's the case. But I think they're a very good team. And so, lost a 3-0 game to Carlsbad. They beat Hobbs 7-6. They played Rose of Sharon again. Lost to them 3-2 the second go-around. Would lose to Hobbs 2-0, lose to Hobbs 8-6. And then they went into the Gadsden 3-game set last week and won 12-0, 3-0, and 13-2 over the Panthers. So, what to expect out of tonight's games? I think, I think Alamo's solid. Obviously, number 1, they need a good result, good effort from their pitching staff. And, on top of that, can they get the bats going consistently, which has been hit and miss throughout the season for the Tigers. They have not been just, lighting it up across the board. They have a few guys that certainly have, and, we'll look at those stats throughout the game. But, there's no doubt that, Alamo, shown that they could compete with Centennial. There's really no reason why they shouldn't be able to compete with Oregon Mountain as well, and pretty much everybody in the district. I think the next question is their ability to win games against these teams. It's kind of the next step for the Tigers. They finished out the year last year winning 4 straight district games, 1 against Cruces, 3 against Gadsden. If they want to make the postseason, they've got to be able to win, especially the home games. Be able to, get it at your place. They don't have to go out there and win the district to make the playoffs. They, but probably need to finish pretty close to 500 if they're going to have a shot at it. And I think if they can finish top 4 in the district, they'll have a good shot. But, the Tigers have gotten really good seasons at the plate from guys like Brandon Williams and Aiden McGinnis. And I think it's finding a little bit more consistency with a few other guys in there. And I think we've seen it at times that, this group can really get something going. And I think, even without Cade Kiss, it's been a pitching staff that has been solid, whether it's Jace Thompson or Preston Eldred or Billy Copeland. They've got a few different guys that they can go to in the rotation that can, keep the game in reach. Maybe not guys that are going to go out there and shut down the opposing team, but are certainly going to make it where they can stay in games and not have to score 10, 15 runs or something like that. It can be a 5-4 or 4-3 game, and their pitchers and their staff is good enough to do that. So both teams continue through their warm-ups. Looks like they're not on the infield. They're just going to be hitting some fly balls out to left field, right field, respectively, and doing their thing that way. So we'll be ready for first pitch, I'm sure, here in the next 10 minutes at least. The umpires have to go and change up. I think it's the same crew that ran the first game that'll run the second game, and usually whoever does home plate goes to the field and vice versa when you've got a two-man crew out there. So this is the Otero Federal Credit Union pregame show. The Alamogordo Tigers and the Oregon Mountain Knights. Tiger baseball here on your Wednesday night. Getting started here in just a little while. We'll take another break, come back. You're listening to Tiger Baseball on Alamo Sports and Talk, 1230, 1019.
Celebrate America Saves Week with OFCU. Grab some freedom and save some green from April 6th through the 10th. Score vehicle purchases or non-OFCU refinance vehicles low as 4.24% APR with no payments for 90 days. That's right, 90 days. Consolidate with personal loans as low as 7.99% APR. Apply online at oterofcu.org. Limited time offer must be new money. All loans subject to credit approval. Rates vary based on collateral and or term. Other restrictions may apply. Interest will accrue from date of purchase. Federally insured by NCUA.
Ryan Richardson Motor Company wishes the Tigers an amazing winning season. May your efforts match your dreams. Buy, sell, or trade late model cars, trucks, and SUVs. Financing available. Stop by for a test drive and score an amazing deal with Ryan Richardson Motor Company. 318 South White Sands Boulevard or online at ryanrichardson.company. That's ryanrichardson.company.
This is Deborah Romero, President and CEO of First National Bank. Banking should be personal. It's the comfort of being greeted by name, celebrating life's milestones, and staying connected to what matters most. Because when your bank truly knows you, you're never just another transaction. We're proud to support you on your financial journey and serve in the communities we call home. First National Bank, where community and commitment come together. Stop in today and experience the difference.
First National Bank, member FDIC, equal housing lender.
The Winner Circle has been outfitting champions for over 50 years in Otero County. Established in 1970 by our Gigi and Big John.
Let's show our school spirit. Whether you're a Tiger, Wildcat, Bear, or Chief, we can make t-shirts, sweatshirts, polos, and hats. And we do custom embroidery too. The Winner Circle does it all. Custom orders available for businesses, squadrons, and organizations like hats, polos, name tags, also trophies and awards.
Winner Circle, 1201 10th Street. Go Tiger! See you at the game!
Transform your home with Ochoa Stucco. Whether it's a fresh look or a durable finish, their expert team delivers quality and style. Say goodbye to bland exteriors and hello to stunning curb appeal. Ochoa Stucco, always a flawless finish. 442-6745.
If only life had a remote control, you could pause or rewind. Well, life doesn't always give you time to change the outcome, but prediabetes does. Take the 1-minute risk test today at doihaveprediabetes.org. Brought to you by the Ad Council and its Prediabetes Awareness Partners.
Alamo Sports and Talk, 1230, 1019. Welcome back to Tiger Field. Alamogordo baseball getting ready to get started here against Oregon Mountain as both teams continue their warm-ups. We're scheduled for a 7 o'clock start time with the two head coaches meeting at home plate currently. Of course, Coach Nathan Winrow for the Alamogordo Tigers. As, gosh, I was trying to remember, we talked about this at the beginning of the season, how many years this is now for Nathan at the head of the Tiger baseball program. And, of course, I don't remember off the top of my head there. The Oregon Mountain head coach is Carlos Lara. And as both men head back to their respective dugouts. And the pitching matchup tonight will start on the Alamogordo side. Preston Eldred going to get the ball. 2.58 ERA, 2-0 this season in 5 appearances. He, I don't know if these pitching stats, now that I look at them, if they are, I don't think the pitching stats are up to date as I look through this for Alamogordo, because I'm trying to figure out, I don't know, we've got a game started number. Yeah, it doesn't really say in here, so it says he's thrown 21 2/3 innings. Maybe that is accurate, but has only given up 8 earned runs, 17 runs total, and has struck out 16 on the season. So, yeah, I guess I'd have to figure out 91.1 innings. I don't think that's enough innings total for the season. We figure the Tigers are on, game 14? So, yeah, maybe that is enough. Yeah. I'll have to figure that one out. Maybe there are some stats that are being left out of there, but we'll go over to the Oregon Mountain side. And their starting pitcher this evening is going to be Alex Venegas. 2.1 ERA on the season for him, 1-3. And just 9 earned runs, 13 runs total, 42 strikeouts on the season through 30 innings pitched. Yeah, that 91 is correct because it's 89.2 on the side for Oregon Mountain. So that would be correct. All the stats are in there. For some reason, that just seemed off. I couldn't quite figure out why I thought that was the case. So any other interesting stats here for Preston? Opponent's batting average, just a little under 300 against him. On-base percentage, a little under 400 so far on the season. So, and then on the other side for Venegas, opponents hitting just 198 against him, and the on-base percentage at 285. So he has been, I think, tough for teams to figure this year, which is a little surprising that his record is sitting at 1-3. Just maybe hasn't gotten the run support that he's needed in those. So those are your two pitchers for tonight, and we'll run through the order, and when those hitters come up, we'll be sure to talk about their batting averages respectively as the Tigers make their way out onto the fields. And I don't know if we're doing national anthem or starting lineup or any of that stuff. I think we may just be getting this one going. I don't know if they did that prior to the first game. Tigers are going to be in their home whites with black pinstripes, black numerals, gold outlining, Alamogordo in cursive on the front. Oregon Mountain in teal with black numerals, white outlining, and I believe it says Oregon Mountain on the front of their uniforms. Let's take a break. We'll come back. Thanks for listening to the Otero Federal Credit Union pregame show, and we'll get you the starters defensively when we return.
Celebrate America Saves Week with OFCU. Grab some freedom and save some green from April 6th through the 10th. Score vehicle purchases or non-OFCU refinance vehicles low as 4.24% APR with no payments for 90 days. That's right, 90 days. Consolidate with personal loans as low as 7.99% APR. Apply online at oterofcu.org. Limited time offer must be new money. All loans subject to credit approval. Rates vary based on collateral and or term. Other restrictions may apply. Interest will accrue from date of purchase. Federally insured by NCUA.
Ryan Richardson Motor Company wishes the Tigers an amazing winning season. May your efforts match your dreams. Buy, sell, or trade late model cars, trucks, and SUVs. Financing available. Stop by for a test drive and score an amazing deal with Ryan Richardson Motor Company. 318 South White Sands Boulevard or online at ryanrichardson.company. That's ryanrichardson.company.
Hi, this is Deborah Romero, President and CEO of First National Bank. Community banks are so much more than just a bank in a community. We offer favorable rates and low fees. We are the volunteers that step up to help at local schools, youth sports, and non-for-profit organizations. Community bankers support the community where we all live, work, and play.
Putting you first is in our name. First National Bank.
Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender. All loans are subject to credit approval.
The Winner's Circle has been outfitting champions for over 50 years in Otero County. Established in 1970 by our Gigi and Big John.
Let's show our school spirit. Whether you're a Tiger, Wildcat, Bear, or Chief, we can make t-shirts, sweatshirts, polos, and hats. And we do custom embroidery too. The Winner's Circle does it all. Custom orders available for businesses, squadrons, and organizations like hats, polos, name tags, also trophies and awards.
Winner's Circle, 1201 10th Street. Go Tiger! See you at the game!
Join the fantastic team at Ochoa Stucco. Full-time positions, on-the-job training, and competitive pay. Start a career in construction. Message Ochoa Stucco on Facebook or call 575-442-6745 to schedule an interview.
I didn't ask to be thrown in the streets, but I did ask for help, and Covenant House was there for me.
For these kids who didn't ask to be put in this unthinkable situation, Covenant House is there. To learn more, go to safeplacetosleep.org today.
Alamo Sports and Talk, 1230, 1019. We are just underway. Alex Venegas led things off with a double up the third base line, and he's standing at second, and the count now 0-2 to Osvaldo Aras, the number 2 hitter. Venegas, by the way, was hitting .359 coming into tonight's game. Aras is hitting .429, leads the team in batting average as the 0-2 comes. Looking for the outside corner, doesn't get it, 1-2. We'll get you the defensive setup here after the next pitch for the Tigers. And a ground ball that'll be hit to short. Fielded cleanly. Toss on to first is in time as they got him. So that was Brandon Williams making the throw over to Keegan Stagner. And there's one down on the 6-3 putout. Behind home plate, Jaden Ruiz, Preston Eldred, as we talked about, is the starting pitcher. Second baseman is Aiden Tupper, and over at third base is Billy Copeland. Left field is A.J. Paz. Center field, Aiden McGinnis, and right field for the Tigers is Jace Thompson. To the plate now for the Knights is Sean Estenson. And first pitch will be a called strike, and it's 0-1. Estenson hitting .308 on the season, 11 RBIs, 5 doubles, and 2 triples. Eldred out of the stretch and will miss outside, 1-1. Rest of the lineup for Oregon Mountain. Evan DeLeon is the DH, and he hits cleanup. Dominic Garces is the man he is designated hitting for. He's going to be the second baseman. Devin Garces is the number 5 hitter and is over at third base. And there's a pitch that runs along the inner half of the plate for a called strike, 1-2. Rio Rivera, the left fielder, hits 6th. Diego Acosta, the first baseman, will hit 7th. Right fielder, Ezekiel Varela. As this is hit in the air to left center field, this should get down for a base hit and will likely score the run. McGinnis going to make the throw home. It is close, but just beating it out. That was a heck of a throw there from Aiden. Gave him a chance. Ruiz was kind of right in front of the right-hand batter's box, and the ball got to him, and the runner was literally just a step ahead of it. He tried to sweep the tag by and get him, but was unable to do so. So Estenson will put Oregon Mountain on front here, 1-0. Single for Estenson, as the catcher will come out of the game for a courtesy runner. I didn't catch who the number was there. We'll see if we can grab it here in a bit. Outside, it misses here to De Leon. And the count is 1-0. Check swing, and it's going to be a called strike. And the count leaving up at 1-1 on De Leon. Eldred will come set. Looking back to second, to the plate. This one is hit in the air and foul up the first base side. Oh, no, I'm sorry. That's going to drop in. Thought that went out of play, but it just stopped there right along the first base line. And it's going to be an RBI single that goes opposite way. And it's 2-0 now, Oregon Mountain here in the top of the first inning. Eldred will see this one popped up and could stay in play, but it's just going to get out over on the first base side in front of the Alamogordo dugout. And the count will be 0-1 here to Garces. Garces hitting .263 on the season. with 10 hits and 8 RBIs. And pitch is a little bit high. Popped out of the glove of Ruiz, but not far enough for the runner to do anything with it. Now, so far, Oregon Mountain's bats have been able to put it in good places. And this is, again, a pop-up up the first base side. And looks like it'll get over to Jace Thompson this time as gets in the outfield, and that is out number 2. So Ria Rivera comes to the plate now, hitting from the left-hand side. First left-handed hitter in the order so far for Oregon Mountain. 349 on the season for Rivera as he watches the first one. A fastball on the outside corner in there for a strike, 0-1. Rivera with 15 hits, 7 RBIs in the season, 5 doubles. And he's going to hit this one out to right center field. And looks like he's maybe going to have another double here. He rounds first. He certainly will. They're going to try to bring in a run from first, making his way around, and he will score. That's a heck of a hustle there from Evan De Leon as he scores all the way from first, and it's an RBI double for Rivera. And Oregon Mountain has jumped on top big here in the first inning, leading 3-0. It's the 4th hit of the inning. It's second extra base hit for the Knights, and they still have a runner on second with 2 down. And it brings up Diego Acosta. 364 hitter on the season. Ground ball, and that is a fair ball up the third base line, and that's going to bring in another run. They're going to hold Acosta. Well, it looked like he was going to be held at first, but he's going to try to get to second. He's going to be tagged out at second. The run did score in time. So it will still be an RBI single, and he'll be caught stealing going to second. And so Oregon Mountain in front 4-0 on the Richardson Motor scoreboard after a half inning. We go to the bottom of the first. Right after this here on Alamo Sports and Talk, 1230, 101.9.
Celebrate America Saves Week with OFCU. Grab some freedom and save some green from April 6th through the 10th. Score vehicle purchases or non-OFCU refinance vehicles low as 4.24% APR with no payments for 90 days. That's right, 90 days. Consolidate with personal loans as low as 7.99% APR. Apply online at oterofcu.org. Limited time offer must be new money. All loans subject to credit approval. Rates vary based on collateral and or term. Other restrictions may apply. Interest will accrue from date of purchase. Federally insured by NCUA.
Ryan Richardson Motor Company wishes the Tigers an amazing winning season. May your efforts match your dreams. Buy, sell, or trade late model cars, trucks, and SUVs. Financing available. Stop by for a test drive and score an amazing deal with Ryan Richardson Motor Company. 318 South White Sands Boulevard or online at ryanrichardson.company. That's ryanrichardson.company.
Here in our community, we honor the strength of our military families and their children during Military Child Month. First National Bank is honored to support the families who serve, and we thank you for your service.
First National Bank, member FDIC.
Use the equity in your home to finance your dreams. This is Leanne Bain from First National Bank. Plan that special vacation, those home improvements, or simply pay off high interest rate bills. It's easy. Apply for your home equity line of credit today.
Member FDIC, equal housing lender. All loans subject to credit approval.
Alamo Sports and Talk, 1230, 101.9. 4-0 Oregon Mountain as we go to the bottom of the first inning. And the Tigers will try to start digging themselves out of the hole as Aiden Tupper leads the game off for Alamogordo. And first pitch is a called strike from Alex Venegas. And the count 0-1. Tupper, then Keegan Stagner, the first baseman, and Preston Eldred, the pitcher, will start the order for the Tigers. Swing and a miss from Tupper, and it's 0-2. Aiden McGinnis, the center fielder, will hit a cleanup. Cade Kiss is the DH, hitting fifth. Jaden Ruiz, the catcher, will hit sixth. And a swing and a miss from Tupper. And Venegas comes out and racks up a strikeout on 3 straight pitches. So it'll be Keegan Stagner coming to the plate now for the Tigers. Stagner coming into the game hitting .222, 8 RBIs, couple of doubles, 6 hits overall in the season. And awaits the first pitch and gets a piece of it. And the count is 0-1. Rest of the order for the Tigers, Brandon Williams hitting 7th, the shortstop. The third baseman, Billy Copeland, will hit 8th, and A.J. Paz, the left fielder, will hit in the number 9 spot. Here's the pitch. That is just going to miss low, 1-1. Defensively for Oregon Mountain, Venegas the pitcher, Sean Estenson, the other half of the battery behind home plate. As here comes the 1-1. And maybe just getting a piece of it, but into the catcher's mitt, and it's 1-2. Infield for Oregon Mountain, Diego Acosta is at first. Second baseman's Dominic Garces. The shortstop is Osvaldo Aras. As that pitch is a called strike 3. And back-to-back strikeouts for Oregon Mountain and Venegas. Third baseman for Oregon Mountain is Devin Garces. The left fielder, Rio Rivera. Center fielder is Ray Ponce. And the right fielder is Zekel Varela. As first pitch to Eldred will miss inside. Preston steps to the plate for the first time tonight. Hitting .327 on the season. He's got 9 RBIs, 4 doubles, 16 total hits on the season. It's in the dirt. And now 2-0 here to Eldred. Now going about as well as you could ask for. If you're Oregon Mountain, you rack up 5 hits in the first inning and 4 runs, and so far your pitcher has struck out the first 2 men he's faced. Swing and a miss from Eldred, 2-1. And certainly on the road to get that kind of start. Really help out the confidence. Swing and a miss, 2-2. Last one was on top of it. This one moving across the strike zone. And so after falling behind 2-0, it's now evened up at 2-2. Here's the pitch. Swing and a miss, and struck him out. So strikes out the side does Venegas. And we go to the top of the second inning. It's Oregon Mountain 4, Alamogordo nothing on the Richardson Motor scoreboard. You're listening to Tiger Baseball on Alamo Sports and Talk, 1230, 1019.
The Winter Circle has been outfitting champions for over 50 years in Otero County. Established in 1970 by our Gigi and Big John.
Let's show our school spirit, whether you're a Tiger, Wildcat, Bear, or Chief. We can make t-shirts, sweatshirts, polos, and hats. And we do custom embroidery too. The Winter Circle does it all. Custom orders available for businesses, squadrons, and organizations like hats, polos, name tags, also trophies and awards.
Winter Circle, 1201 10th Street. Go Tiger! See you at the game!
Looking to transform your home's exterior? Meet Rudy Ochoa. With years of experience in stucco, Rudy and his crew deliver quality craftsmanship and stunning flawless finishes. 575-442-6745.
We are the Veterans Health Administration, and our hands provide life-changing care to over 9 million veterans across more than 1,200 facilities nationwide. Join hands with us to make an impact in your community. Learn more at vacareers.va.gov.
Celebrate America Saves Week with OFCU. Grab some freedom and save some green from April 6th through the 10th. Score vehicle purchases or non-OFCU refinance vehicles low as 4.24% APR with no payments for 90 days. That's right, 90 days. Consolidate with personal loans as low as 7.99% APR. Apply online at oterofcu.org. Limited time offer must be new money. All loans subject to credit approval. Rates vary based on collateral and or term. Other restrictions may apply. Interest will accrue from date of purchase. Federally insured by NCUA.
Goes into Alamo Sports and Talk, 12:30, 101.9. And Zeke Rivera leads things off for Oregon Mountain in the top of the second. On the Richardson Motor scoreboard, Oregon Mountain 4, Alamogordo nothing. Preston Elder continues in the bump, gets a ground ball to second. And Tupper has some trouble with it. And that's going to be an E4. And certainly not what the Tigers need. With Oregon Mountain hitting the ball as well as they did on a pretty routine play, you got to be able to make those. Ray Ponce will come to the plate now for Oregon Mountain. Ponce hitting 300 on the season. Shows bunt and lays down a good one. Eldred will field it cleanly. Toss on to first, not in time. So an infield single, as talked about it being about as good a start you could ask for if you're Oregon Mountain. Alamo, it's been on the exact opposite side of the tally. Things just have not gotten off to the start they're hoping for, and you get your 8-9 hitters on with an error and a bunt single. And it's first and second with the top of the order coming up, and Alex Venegas, who doubled and scored in the first inning, comes to the plate. With a couple on, and his team already up 4-0. And he's going to hit this in the air to right center field, and that is going to get out there for at least a double. 1 run scores. They were going to try and bring another home. Here comes the throw home. They have got him. That's some good defense there for the Tigers. A positive for Alamo defensively. And I don't know if they're going to have a discussion about whether he got in front of the tag. And that didn't seem like, I think there was maybe someone from the Oregon Mountain dugout. The home plate umpire didn't seem particularly happy with something said. And I think possibly I don't know if it was I think it was the head coach that came out. The third base coach, you honestly can't tell from up here. They look pretty close, but I think somebody came out of the dugout and was saying something. It was a close play. Don't get me wrong. I think that the runner very nearly slid in underneath the tag, but it was certainly this one is hit high in the air to center field. McGinnis should be able to get under this with ease, and he does. Runner will stay at second base, and so there's 2 down. Venegas, by the way, give him his second double of the game, and Otis down for the second time tonight. And it'll bring up Sean Estenson now. 5-0 to score for Oregon Mountain, as I was kind of chatting away there with the play at home plate. The throw got there in plenty of time, but certainly the runner put in a good slide and very nearly got in under the tag. First pitch is a ball. Count is 1-0 to Estenson. I believe Oregon Mountain had swung on the first pitch of every at-bat of the city. As that pitch comes up and in, 2-0. Estenson singled and scored a run. And a liner right back up the middle. Base hit. See if they send the man. They're going to throw it to the middle. Oh, I think if maybe they let that one go through, or if Stagner's able to secure that cleanly, they might have a chance to get the runner at home. But it deflects off his glove, and so the run will score. And it's another RBI single for Estenson. It was a pretty good throw from McGinnis. He got it to right in front of or I should say behind the mound. And I think if they're able to hit that relay cleanly, the Tigers might have the out at home plate. But as it is, 6-0 Oregon Mountain. Coach Nathan Winrow going out and talked to his pitcher and his catcher out on the mound. The infield stays out at their positions. And so Evan De Leon will come to the plate. He singled home a run his last time up. And first pitch is a called strike on De Leon. I believe the courtesy runner is Justin Ceballos as they're throwing over to first. Fortunately, he hasn't turned his back to me very much, so I'm just trying to read the number, and his jersey is sort of folded up. So I believe it is Ceballos. And there was also a courtesy runner that came in and scored. And here's a ground ball to short. Williams will field it cleanly and step on the bag at second. And the inning is over, but not before Organ Mountain adds on a couple more runs. Here in the top of the second, they lead 6-0 on the Richardson Motor scoreboard. You're listening to Tiger Baseball on Alamo Sports and Talk, 1230, 1019.
Ryan Richardson Motor Company wishes the Tigers an amazing winning season. May your efforts match your dreams. Buy, sell, or trade late model cars, trucks, and SUVs. Financing available. Stop by for a test drive and score an amazing deal with Ryan Richardson Motor Company. 318 South White Sands Boulevard or online at ryanrichardson.company. That's ryanrichardson.company.
Here in our community, we honor the strength of our military families and their children during Military Child Month. First National Bank is honored to support the families who serve, and we thank you for your service.
First National Bank, member FDIC.
Remember, if something seems too good to be true, it often is. This is Emily from First National Bank. Trust your instincts and stay vigilant to online fraud. Protect yourself from becoming a victim. Think before you act. If you have concerns, contact your bank for further assistance.
First National Bank, member FDIC.
The Winter Circle has been outfitting champions for over 50 years in Otero County. Established in 1970 by our Gigi and Big John.
Let's show our school spirit. Whether you're a Tiger, Wildcat, Bear, or Chief, we can make t-shirts, sweatshirts, polos, and hats. And we do custom embroidery too. The Winter Circle does it all. Custom orders available for businesses, squadrons, and organizations like hats, polos, name tags, also trophies and awards.
Winter Circle, 1201 10th Street. Go Tiger! See you at the game!
Hayden McGinnis leads it off for the Tigers in the bottom of the second. They trail 6-0. First pitch missed low. Second pitch is a foul off. Wow, that took I think pretty well to carry him off over to the first baseman. I heard it hit something, but not sure where it bounced off of. Anyway, 1-1 is the count. McGinnis hitting .400 on the season. And will just get a piece of this and fall behind in the count 1-2. McGinnis, then Cade Kiss, and Jaden Ruiz for the Tigers in the order. And they call it a called strike 3. As that one looked to be a bit outside, but McGinnis doesn't get the call, and that is 4 consecutive strikeouts now for Venegas. So Kiss will step into the box. And he'll get a piece of this, foul it off 0-1. slider, they'll drop low. Count 1-1. Fouled off to the backstop, and it's 1-2. Tigers have yet to put one in play. And we'll see if Kiss is able to make that happen for the Tigers. Into the line, here's the pitch. And it's going to be above the belt, 2-2. Venegas set and into his motion. And called strike 3 on the outside corner. And second straight at bat where the Tigers have been punched out looking. And I'd say both guys disagreed with the call. As Jaden Ruiz will come to the plate. Ruiz hitting .349 on the season. And he'll swing and miss at this, 0-1. Well, it's certainly shaping up to be one of those that, even if the pitching was going somewhat well for the Tigers, it's a called strike 0-2. Right now they're going up against someone that is just on rails right now. Venegas looking for 6 straight strikeouts to begin the game. The 0-2. And that'll come up and in, 1-2. Venegas will step back and he'll reset things. Brandon Williams, the on deck circle for Alamogordo. For Ruiz is able to get the Tigers' first base hit of the day. And he'll swing and miss. Pitch was in the dirt, and Estenson was able to pull that up and tag him. And so the Tigers down on strikes and in order through the first 2 innings. And trail 6-0 on the Richardson Motor scoreboard. We go to the top of the third. You're listening to Tiger Baseball on Alamo Sports and Talk.
Join the fantastic team at Ochoa Stucco. Full-time positions, on-the-job training, and competitive pay. Start a career in construction. Message Ochoa Stucco on Facebook or call 575-442-6745 to schedule an interview.
Join Stand Up to Cancer and Jazz Pharmaceuticals to raise awareness of small cell lung cancer and accelerate the pace of research. Ask your healthcare provider about screening options that might be right for you or a loved one. Visit standuptocancer.org/lung to learn more.
Celebrate America Saves Week with OFCU. Grab some freedom and save some green from April 6th through the 10th. Score vehicle purchases or non-OFCU refinance vehicles low as 4.24% APR with no payments for 90 days. That's right, 90 days. Consolidate with personal loans as low as 7.99% APR. Apply online at oterofcu.org. Limited time offer must be new money. All loans subject to credit approval. Rates vary based on collateral and or term. Other restrictions may apply. Interest will accrue from date of purchase. Federally insured by NCUA.
Ryan Richardson Motor Company wishes the Tigers an amazing winning season. May your efforts match your dreams. Buy, sell, or trade late model cars, trucks, and SUVs. Financing available. Stop by for a test drive and score an amazing deal with Ryan Richardson Motor Company. 318 South White Sands Boulevard or online at ryanrichardson.company. That's ryanrichardson.company.
Almost Sports and Talk, 1230, 1019. As Preston Eldred back out on the mound for the Tigers, and his first pitch is going to miss high as he faces the number 5 hitter, Devin Garces, who popped out to right field in his first at-bat, 0-for-1. Friday against the right-handed pitching Eldred, and Eldred will hit Garces, and first man on the base pass without a hit. We've seen an error, but everything else has been hits. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 hits in the game for Oregon Mountain. And no walks at this point. We really haven't gotten a lot of deep counts. I'm not sure. I don't think we've gotten to a full count in this game once. And not a lot of two-strike counts. So it's a runner on first with Garces, and Rio Rivera will come to the plate as the lefty will show bunt, bring it back. And the pitch is on the outside corner for a called strike, 0-1. Oregon Mountain has already laid down one successful bunt. Runner got on, wasn't just a sac bunt. Pick-off throw to first, and Garces will get back in time. Looks like the Tigers do have somebody working in their bullpen. As Eldred is ready to go. And here is a liner that's going to get just over the glove of the first baseman, Stagner, into the outfield. And it's a base knock. And 2 on with nobody out for Oregon Mountain. As Rivera has his second hit. RBI double back in the first inning. And it'll bring up Diego Acosta, who singled, picked up an RBI, and then trying to move up to second base on a throw, ended up getting tagged out. Shows bunt and puts it down. And that's a good one. Toss on to first. Will be in time. Good cover there from Tupper. And it does put runners at second and third with 1 out. And it'll bring up Zeke Varela. As he steps up for the second time, reached on an error. Tigers, well, the right side of the infield is in. The only person that's not playing in is the shortstop, Williams, and now he's starting to creep up a little bit. As that breaking ball in there for a strike on Varela, 0-1. Second and third here for Oregon Mountain. They're trying to add on to a 6-0 lead. As that pitch will get in there for a called strike again, 0-2. I think this is just the second 2-strike count, third 2-strike count that Eldred has had tonight. Could definitely use a strikeout here. Time called. I think it was Acosta that wanted to reset things. Eldred coming set at the belt. There's the pitch. And couldn't get that call, as I think that stayed up, maybe outside 1-2. Wasn't a whole lot different than the last couple, but it can be just a little bit different. That's all that matters. 1-2. That's high. 2-2. That was a little bit easier to lay off of the last pitch Varela. I think I was saying Acosta. And this is hit in the air foul, out of play. And so the count will remain 2-2. Acosta laid down the bunt. Rivera's at second. And Garces is at third. Varela at the plate, the right fielder. Sees another 2-2. That's in the dirt. And the count is 3-2 now. Be the 7th pitch of the at-bat as the righty settles back into the box. And Eldred ready to go as well. This is hit in the air and looks like it'll get out of play. It will. Into the Alamogordo dugout, or bullpen, I should say. And another payoff on the way. 8th pitch of this at-bat. And here is a ground ball that is going to get through for a base hit just beyond. And a little bit of trouble in the outfield, but it's not going to make much of a difference. The run scores from third. Rivera moves from second to third, and it's a single for Varela. Sort of a C&I single. It looked like that was going to be playable for either Copeland at third or Williams at second. And it's now 7-0 Oregon Mountain. Pitch is high. Ruiz was quickly out of his stance. I think maybe expecting a double steal. Ponce singled in his first at-bat. And a 1-0 count. Corners here for Oregon Mountain. And here's a ground ball foul to the Oregon Mountain third base coach. And 1-1 is the count now here to Ponce. A hit by pitch, a single, a sacrifice bunt, and a single has been the order here for Oregon Mountain in this top of the third. This is fouled off, this time well out of play to the first base side. It'll be 1-2 now. Double-digit hits now, I think, for Oregon Mountain. I think they're up to 10, so those guys have really been swinging the bat well tonight. Pickoff throw goes to first. Runner will get back in time. Rebound's been pretty aggressive on the base pass, but it's been on the hits that they've got. Not too many attempts at stolen bases. And this is hit out to right field. Thompson back after it. He's got it. The run will try to score from third. It will. And a sac fly RBI for Ponce. Two down. Runner on first. And that's now an 8-0 lead here for Oregon Mountain in the top of the third. Varela still at first as Alex Venegas will come to the plate. Pair of doubles for him tonight as the first pitch is a called strike, 0-1. And I believe he's gone up the third baseline and then I think he went opposite field on the second one. May have gone out to left center. Watches that one miss outside, evens up the count. 1-1. And high in the air out to center field. This is hit. McGinnis will park under that. He's got it, and the inning is over. But Oregon Mountain scores another 2 runs on 2 hits. Sack bunt, sack fly help things along. And it's 8-0 Oregon Mountain as we go to the bottom of the third inning on the Richardson Motor scoreboard. You're listening to Tiger Baseball on Alamo Sports and Talk.
This is Deborah Romero, President and CEO of First National Bank. Banking should be personal. It's the comfort of being greeted by name, celebrating life's milestones, and staying connected to what matters most. Because when your bank truly knows you, you're never just another transaction. We're proud to support you on your financial journey and serve in the communities we call home. First National Bank, where community and commitment come together. Stop in today and experience the difference.
First National Bank, member FDIC, equal housing lender.
The Winner Circle has been outfitting champions for over 50 years in Otero County. Established in 1970 by our Gigi and Big John.
Let's show our school spirit. Whether you're a Tiger, Wildcat, Bear, or Chief, we can make t-shirts, sweatshirts, polos, and hats. And we do custom embroidery too. The Winner Circle does it all. Custom orders available for businesses, squadrons, and organizations like hats, polos, name tags, also trophies and awards.
Winner Circle, 111 10th Street. Go Tiger! See you at the games!
Transform your home with Ochoa Stucco. Whether it's a fresh look or a durable finish, their expert team delivers quality and style. Say goodbye to bland exteriors and hello to stunning curb appeal. Ochoa Stucco, always a flawless finish. 442-6745.
If only life had a remote control, you could pause or rewind. Well, life doesn't always give you time to change the outcome, but prediabetes does. Take the 1-minute risk test today at doihaveprediabetes.org. Brought to you by the Ad Council and its Prediabetes Awareness Partners.
Alamo Sports and Talk, 1230, 1019. Brandon Williams fouls off the first pitch and hits one over to second. First time in play tonight for an Alamogordo player, and that'll be thrown over to first on a 4-3 putout. First player not to strike out. Dominic Garces makes the play over to Diego Acosta for Oregon Mountain. And the Tigers have one down. So I guess you could say a little bit of progress there, but it's still Tigers already in a tough hole. But I think, if anything, just try to get some confidence going. As this is fouled off and out of play by Billy Copeland, who gets his first at-bat of the day. So far, the Tigers down in order. It had been 6 consecutive strikeouts, the ground out the first time the Tigers did not go down on strikes. This is a little number that's going to go foul just to the right of home plate. And it'll be 0-2 here to Copeland. A.J. Paz also due up in the inning for the Tigers. 8-0, Oregon Mountain in front. As that pitch misses down and in. 4 runs in the first and 2 runs in the second and the third inning for the Knights. 1-2, and just getting a piece of it is Copeland. Sends that foul over towards the Oregon Mountain dugout. And Copeland settles back into the right-hand batter's box. Venegas into his motion. Here's the pitch. As that one comes down, and I don't know if that ended up being inside or not, but Copeland turned away. 2-2. The pitch. Called strike 3 as that one hits the outside corner. And well, it's either Venegas is really hitting his spots, and I mean, these are all close pitches. And he has been absolutely as sharp as you can be. But that is the 4th Tiger hitter that has been caught looking. So I think with 2 strikes, you probably got to protect there, but this one is going to kick off the ground, and it's quite the high carom. I think that got over the the netting. So 1-0 here to Paz as the lefty gets his first swings and watches that one in the dirt. 2-0. Venegas with 7 strikeouts through 8 hitters faced. Roddy into his motion. Here's the pitch. And that's going to miss outside. 3-0. Well, the Tigers need base runners in whatever way they can get them here, so Paz would love to get on with bases on balls. And that'll miss. So a 4-pitch walk, and the Tigers have a base runner for the first time tonight. And they'll go back to the top of the order with Aiden Tupper. Now Tupper, a strikeout victim, his first time up. Pickoff throw to first. Did they get him? They did. Oh, man. We'll say that's something the Tigers had a ton of trouble with last year, and that's the first time I've seen them get picked off over at first base this season. Now, it may have happened on the road, but first time I've seen it. So the Tigers' woes continue. It's been a tough night so far for Alamogordo, as Tupper will come up to begin the 4th inning, but the Tigers will go to the top of the 4th down 8-0 on the Richardson Motor scoreboard. You're listening to Tiger Baseball on Alamo Sports and Talk.
Celebrate America Saves Week with OFCU. Grab some freedom and save some green from April 6th through the 10th. Score vehicle purchases or non-OFCU refinance vehicles low as 4.24% APR with no payments for 90 days. That's right, 90 days. Consolidate with personal loans as low as 7.99% APR. Apply online at oterofcu.org. Limited time offer must be new money. All loans subject to credit approval. Rates vary based on collateral and or term. Other restrictions may apply. Interest will accrue from date of purchase. Federally insured by NCUA.
Ryan Richardson Motor Company wishes the Tigers an amazing winning season. May your efforts match your dreams. Buy, sell, or trade late model cars, trucks, and SUVs. Financing available. Stop by for a test drive and score an amazing deal with Ryan Richardson Motor Company. 318 South White Sands Boulevard or online at ryanrichardson.company. That's ryanrichardson.company.
Alamo Sports and Talk, 1230, 1019. As the Alamogordo Tigers trail this one 8-0. And Oregon Mountain back up to hit in the top of the fourth. And that one comes inside, will not hit the batter. It's 1-0 to Oswaldo Otis, who is 0 for 2. Pop out and a ground out in his 2 attempts, and he gets ahead in the count now, 2-0. Here's the pitch from Eldred. And this is outside. And now 3-0. And that comes inside. And the first walk surrendered by Eldred tonight. Puts a runner on first, and Sean Estenson, who's 2 for 2, a couple singles and a couple RBIs tonight. And his third at-bat now. Pitch is high. And that's 5 straight miss there for Eldred. Runner with a pretty good lead away from first. Wouldn't be surprised to see a check over there. Yep, comes to the plate. And gets a strike in, 1-1. Runner on first and nobody out. As Eldred from the stretch. See this went high in the air out to left field. It's going to be in foul territory, but might be playable. And getting over there and making the grab, I believe, is A.J. Paz. Indeed. So the Tigers get one in foul territory over in left field. And there's one down. And it'll bring up Evan De Leon, who is 1 for 2. Grounded into a fielder's choice in his last at-bat. RBI single in the first inning. And a run scored. Otis still over at first base for the Knights. He goes. Pitches high. Here's the throw. It'll get into the outfield. Runner will not try to advance to third. First stolen base tonight for either side. And puts a runner on second for the Knights. And 1-0 the count to De Leon. Tupper holding the bag at second, then heads back to his position. Breaking ball drops in for a strike. 1-1. And that's going to drop low. 2-1. Eldred set. Here's the pitch. Fouled off and out of play. 2-2. Knights have a chance to make this pretty economical here. A couple more runs, and they can finish this in 5. As that pitch misses down and away, and De Leon, well done laying off of that, as that did not miss the zone by much. So the count full now with a runner on second, and here's the pitch, and that will hit him, and so just, I think Coach Winrow felt like there wasn't much of an effort to get out of the way, or at least leaned into it. Home plate umpire didn't entertain that very much. I think I talked about that in the last broadcast. That's one of those things that, I mean, it's a judgment call, and there's a lot of times I can sit up here and say, not really making an effort to get out of the way of that. And here's a ground ball to third, and they'll go to second and get one. Toss to first, and unable to make the play over there, and the run will score. I don't know if the right call would have been to tag out the runner as he was coming up to Copeland at third. But certainly that was a good throw from Copeland, and the turn from Tupper just wasn't there. And so the run scores. So it's fielder's choice. 6-4. And then I think E4. And here's a ground ball that'll go foul. So Garces is at first. Otis he ends up scoring. And De Leon was the one who ended up being out on that play. This is well hit, but foul up the first base line. As the count even here at 1-1. Runner on first and 2 out. Outside. Hopefully we'll get a count here from the home plate umpire. I think it's 2-1. Nope, I got it backwards. 1-2. And hard hit and foul. We'll keep it 1-2 as that goes the opposite way up the third base line. Rio Rivera, the man at the plate, by the way, who has got a couple hits, single, double, RBI, couple of runs scored this evening. 9-0 your score as Oregon Mountain's in front. And he hits this one well out to left field, opposite field base knock, as it is down in front of Paz. And it'll be first and second with 2 outs for Oregon Mountain, and Diego Acosta will come to the plate for the third time. Acosta, RBI single in the first, and put down a sacrifice bunt in the third. As Eldred winds and deals and misses outside. Count 1-0. This is in the air out to right field. Thompson back after it. And that is over his head to the wall. 1 run will score. 2 runs will score. And a double for Acosta. And it's 11-0 Oregon Mountain. As Coach Winrow will come out to the mound, we may see a pitching change here for the Tigers. And indeed we will. I think we're going to see a fielding change that looks like Nico Carrillo. I think that's number 8. Just made his way to the outfield. Yeah. So we'll see a pitching change. We'll try to get you all the particulars on the defensive changes for the Tigers. We'll come back here to Tiger Field. Alamo trailing 11-0. You're listening to Alamo Sports and Talk, 1230, 1019.
Hi, this is Deborah Romero, President and CEO of First National Bank. Community banks are so much more than just a bank in a community. We offer favorable rates and low fees. We are the volunteers that step up to help at local schools, youth sports, and non-for-profit organizations. Community bankers support the community where we all live, work, and play.
Putting you first is in our name. First National Bank.
Member FDIC, equal housing lender. All loans are subject to credit approval.
The Winter Circle has been outfitting champions for over 50 years in Otero County. Established in 1970 by our Gigi and Big John.
Let's show our school spirit. Whether you're a Tiger, Wildcat, Bear, or Chief, we can make t-shirts, sweatshirts, polos, and hats. And we do custom embroidery too. The Winter Circle does it all. Custom orders available for businesses, squadrons, and organizations like hats, polos, name tags, also trophies and awards.
Winter Circle.
1201 10th Street. Go Tiger! See you at the game!
Join the fantastic team at Ochoa Stucco. Full-time positions, on-the-job training, and competitive pay. Start a career in construction. Message Ochoa Stucco on Facebook or call 575-442-6745 to schedule an interview.
I didn't ask to be thrown in the streets, but I did ask for help, and Covenant House was there for me.
For these kids who didn't ask to be put in this unthinkable situation, Covenant House is there. To learn more, go to safeplacetosleep.org today.
Alamo Sports and Talk, 1230, 1019. Jackson Cole pitching for the Tigers. And Preston Eldred is over at first. And I believe there's a new man out in right field. So those have been some of the changes for the Tigers. I just haven't been able to pick up the number out there. Cole gets that one in for a strike. Runner on second. Oregon Mountain in front 11-0. As that's called strike, and it's 1-2. That'll be low, 2-2. Swing and a miss. And Cole comes in and grabs the strikeout for the final out of this inning. Oregon Mountain plates 3 more, and we go to the bottom of the 4th inning. The Tigers trailing 11-0. You're listening to Tiger Baseball on Alamo Sports and Talk, 1230, 1019.
Celebrate America Saves Week with OFCU. Grab some freedom and save some green from April 6th through the 10th. Score vehicle purchases or non-OFCU refinance vehicles low as 4.24% APR with no payments for 90 days. That's right, 90 days. Consolidate with personal loans as low as 7.99% APR. Apply online at oterofcu.org. Limited time offer must be new money. All loans subject to credit approval. Rates vary based on collateral and or term. Other restrictions may apply. Interest will accrue from date of purchase. Federally insured by NCUA.
Ryan Richardson Motor Company wishes the Tigers an amazing winning season. May your efforts match your dreams. Buy, sell, or trade late model cars, trucks, and SUVs. Financing available. Stop by for a test drive and score an amazing deal with Ryan Richardson Motor Company. 318 South White Sands Boulevard or online at ryanrichardson.company. That's ryanrichardson.company.
Here in our community, we honor the strength of our military families and their children during Military Child Month. First National Bank is honored to support the families who serve, and we thank you for your service.
First National Bank, member FDIC.
Use the equity in your home to finance your dreams. This is Leanne Bain from First National Bank. Plan that special vacation, those home improvements, or simply pay off high interest rate bills. It's easy. Apply for your home equity line of credit today.
Member FDIC, equal housing lender. All loans subject to credit approval.
Aiden Tupper leads it off for the Tigers. First pitch missed. Second pitch will sweep in for a called strike, 1-1. 11-0 Oregon Mountain as the Knights jumped in front real quickly with a 4-run first inning, and Tigers have not been able to find any joy in this half of the inning as they have struck out a total of 7 times. Do have 1 base runner, but still no hits. And Venegas has faced the minimum. Swing and a miss from Tupper. The ball was dropped by the catcher Estenson, but he's able to get it over to first in time. And so another strikeout for Venegas. The fact that he's only faced 10 and he's struck out 8 Shows how efficient he's been as Jackson Cole will come in for Keegan Stagner in this spot. So Cole gets a chance to hit. Not too often we see him at the plate, and he gets pretty good contact. It's going to go great straight to second, and it'll be an easy put out, but probably one of the best contact we've seen on a pitch from Venegas from a Tiger hitter tonight. And so Preston Elder to come to the plate, struck out his first time up. As Venegas winds and deals. And that'll be in there for a called strike, 0-1. And Eldred goes after one that was going away from him and outside. 0-2. And he swings and misses and strikes out. So the Tigers down in order again here in the bottom of the fourth. We go top of five as Oregon Mountain leads Alamogordo 11-0. You're listening to Tiger Baseball on Alamo Sports and Talk.
The Winter Circle has been outfitting champions for over 50 years in Otero County. Established in 1970 by our Gigi and Big John.
Let's show our school spirit. Whether you're a Tiger, Wildcat, Bear, or Chief, we can make t-shirts, sweatshirts, polos, and hats. And we do custom embroidery too. The Winter Circle does it all. Custom orders available for businesses, squadrons, and organizations like hats, polos, name tags, also trophies and awards.
Winter Circle, 1201 10th Street. Go Tiger! See you at the games!
Looking to transform your home's exterior? Meet Rudy Ochoa. With years of experience in stucco, Rudy and his crew deliver quality craftsmanship and stunning flawless finishes. 575-442-6745.
We are the Veterans Health Administration, and our hands provide life-changing care to over 9 million veterans across more than 1,200 facilities nationwide. Join hands with us to make an impact in your community. Learn more at vacareers.va.gov.
Celebrate America Saves Week with OFCU. Grab some freedom and save some green from April 6th through the 10th. Score vehicle purchases or non-OFCU refinance vehicles low as 4.24% APR with no payments for 90 days. That's right, 90 days. Consolidate with personal loans as low as 7.99% APR. Apply online at oterofcu.org. Limited time offer must be new money. All loans subject to credit approval. Rates vary based on collateral and or term. Other restrictions may apply. Interest will accrue from date of purchase. Federally insured by NCUA.
Alamo Sports and Talk, 1230, 101.9. Alamogordo trails 11-0. Jackson Cole begins his first full inning of work. Came in and got the final out of the last inning. Ray Ponce saw the first pitch missed, then was trying to bunt on the 1-0, and the pitch came up and in on him, and I think went off his hand, but he was offering at it, so ends up being a foul ball. He fouls this one off out of play, 1-2. So Ponce, the number 9 hitter, and then back to the top of the order for Oregon Mountain. And the Knights, I guess you'd argue, looking for some insurance runs to try and make sure they close out the inning in the bottom, or close out the game in the bottom of the 5th. And that pitch called strike 3. It's out of the glove of the catcher Ruiz, but he'll toss on to first. And Cole with back-to-back strikeouts since he's come into the game. And Alex Venegas will come to the plate for the 4th time tonight for Oregon Mountain. Pair doubles, pair runs scored, and then a pop out in his last at-bat out to center field. Of course, he has been electric on the mound tonight, but has also helped out his team in this part of the game as well. Here's the wind and the pitch from Cole. And he'll get that one along the inside corner for a called strike. Venegas disagreed. You could tell by his the way his head moved on that. And this one going to be laced out to left center field and all the way out to the wall. He is probably going to get 3 on this as McGinnis gets to it. Here's the throw in And that's going to get almost all the way out to third. That's a heck of a throw by McGinnis, but Venegas able to come away with the triple. McGinnis threw that from all the way at the wall to third base on like 1 or 2 hops. Looks like they're going to bring in a courtesy runner for him. And Osvaldo Aras, with the base hit, can bring that run in. Likely Venegas' last at bat, but boy, couldn't ask for a better night if you're him. 2 doubles, a triple, and absolutely cruising on the mound with, what do we call it, 9 strikeouts? I think 9, yeah. Swing and a miss. Pretty hard in 5 innings. That's probably what he's going to end up pitching to get maybe double-digit strikeouts. Otis looking for his first hit of the day. He has grounded out, popped out, and walked. 0 for 2. Did score when he got on the base passes the last time. And that's going to be in the dirt and hop over Ruiz to the backstop, and the run will score. As that one bounced in front of home plate, and that was that would have been a tough one for Ruiz to keep his body in front of that. 12-0 Oregon Mountain, top of 5. 1 out in the inning. Cole picked up a strikeout to open up the inning. And Otis here at the plate, awaiting a 1-1 pitch from Cole, who winds and deals. And sees this one fouled off to the backstop. And the count is 1-2. Cole ready to go. There's the pitch. That's in the dirt, and that'll get to the backstop. Nobody on this time, so no rush for Ruiz to get back there and grab that one. Now we've got another baseball coming in from the Oregon Mountain dugout. Well, for the Tigers, we'll just have to try to bounce back tomorrow night. It's a quick turnaround, and especially when a team gets to you like they have tonight, as that one's again in the dirt from Cole, and 3-2. And now Cole wants Ruiz to come out and talk with him. And if Cole just wants a beat here to try and reset himself after a few pitches that are off the mark. And so full count here to Otis as Ruiz makes his way back behind home plate. Long look in here from Cole. Now he's ready. And here's the pitch. And that one misses low, and that's a walk. So Cole, after surrendering the triple, and the wild pitch brings the run in, gives up the walk. Second time Otis has drawn base on balls. And so it'll be Sean Estenson coming up for the 4th time. A couple of singles and a pop-out in his 3 tries. First time that he's seen Cole. All of that coming with Preston Eldred, who pitched all the way to the second out of the 4th inning. As that pitch misses high, Ruiz was up quickly and thinking about making a throw over to first, but held on to it. Now time called by Estenson is Cole took a little too long for him to get ready for his pitch, and then he comes set. As this is hit in the air and foul. How to play up the first base side. It's 1-1. One down, top of 5. Oregon Mountain in control. This one 12-0. And here's a ground ball right to third. Could be 2. Toss to Tupper. Throw on to first. And the Tigers turn a 5-4-3 double play. Well, it's a small silver lining. What's been a tough night. Tigers need at least 3 runs to get this game on to the top of the 6th inning. So in the bottom of the 5th, they'll need a bit of a rally here. And Alex Venegas, who has pitched well, will try to finish off the Tigers. You're listening to Tiger Baseball on Alamo Sports and Talk, 1230, 1019.
Ryan Richardson Motor Company wishes the Tigers an amazing winning season. May your efforts match your dreams. Buy, sell, or trade late model cars, trucks, and SUVs. Financing available. Stop by for a test drive and score an amazing deal with Ryan Richardson Motor Company. 318 South White Sands Boulevard or online at ryanrichardson.company. That's ryanrichardson.company.
Here in our community, we honor the strength of our military families and their children during Military Child Month. First National Bank is honored to support the families who serve, and we thank you for your service.
First National Bank, member FDIC.
Remember, if something seems too good to be true, it often is. This is Emily from First National Bank. Trust your instincts and stay vigilant to online fraud. Protect yourself from becoming a victim. Think before you act. If you have concerns, contact your bank for further assistance.
First National Bank, member FDIC.
Almost Sports and Talk, 1230, 1019, Oregon Mountain up 12-0 on the Richardson Motor scoreboard. And we'll try to finish things off here in the home half of the 5th inning for Alamogordo. Tigers have sent up the minimum. They did get a base runner on a walk in the 3rd. And the only other one, there are only 2 other pitches that have gone into play is a couple of groundouts to second by Brandon Williams and Jackson Cole. Everything else has been a strikeout. And there are 9 of them registered by Venegas as Aiden McGinnis will come to the plate. Tigers do have the right part of the order to maybe grab their first hit of the night, as Venegas' first pitch is a called strike. 0-1. Well, that was well outside, and I think the umpire wants to go home. That was not a good call there, 0-2. One and 2 as that one misses low and outside. Wasn't a whole lot different than the last one we saw. And that misses outside, 2-2. And McGinnis will hit this one over towards second. Fielded cleanly. McGinnis hustling up the line. He's not going to quite get there. And it'll be a 4-3 putout. 1 down. So it'll be Kiss to the plate. He struck out his first time up. And first pitch is a called strike that hits the outside half of the plate, 0-1. And Kiss will make some good contact with this, but send it out of play. As the count is now 0-2. Swing and a miss, and Kiss strikes out. So double-digit strikeouts for Venegas. And he is closing in on a no-hitter here. I'm always unsure in shortened games like this, Mercy Rule games, if it is officially a no-hitter, if it's a 5-inning no-hitter, 7-inning no-hitter. I mean, it's not. I mean, all he did was pitch really well tonight, so, I mean, probably should get credit for that, you know. first pitch drops low. 1-0 to Ruiz. Swing and a miss as he's a little late on it, 1-1. And that'll be over for a strike. 1-2. As Venegas looking to close it out. And that'll be outside. 2-2. Venegas winds and deals. And Ruiz able to make some contact, get that to the backstop, and keep his at-bat alive. Ruiz settles in. And here comes another 2-2. Swings and misses. That is going to hop out of the catcher's glove, and this one's over. So Venegas with 11 strikeouts. Oregon Mountain defeats Alamogordo 12-0 on the Richardson Motor scoreboard. We'll come back and wrap this one up. You're listening to Tiger Baseball on Alamo Sports and Talk, 1230, 1019.
The Winter Circle has been outfitting champions for over 50 years in Otero County. Established in 1970 by our Gigi and Big John.
Let's show our school spirit. Whether you're a Tiger, Wildcat, Bear, or Chief, we can make t-shirts, sweatshirts, polos, and hats. And we do custom embroidery too. The Winter Circle does it all. Custom orders available for businesses, squadrons, and organizations like hats, polos, name tags, also trophies and awards.
Winter Circle, 1201 10th Street. Go Tiger! See you at the game!
Join the fantastic team at Ochoa Stucco. Full-time positions, on-the-job training, and competitive pay. Start a career in construction. Message Ochoa Stucco on Facebook or call 575-442-6745 to schedule an interview.
Join Stand Up to Cancer and Jazz Pharmaceuticals to raise awareness of small cell lung cancer and accelerate the pace of research. Ask your healthcare provider about screening options that might be right for you or a loved one. Visit standuptocancer.org/lung to learn more.
Celebrate America Saves Week with OFCU. Grab some freedom and save some green from April 6th through the 10th. Score vehicle purchases or non-OFCU refinance vehicles low as 4.24% APR with no payments for 90 days. That's right, 90 days. Consolidate with personal loans as low as 7.99% APR. Apply online at oterofcu.org. Limited time offer must be new money. All loans subject to credit approval. Rates vary based on collateral and or term. Other restrictions may apply. Interest will accrue from date of purchase. Federally insured by NCUA.
Ryan Richardson Motor Company wishes the Tigers an amazing winning season. May your efforts match your dreams. Buy, sell, or trade late model cars, trucks, and SUVs. Financing available. Stop by for a test drive and score an amazing deal with Ryan Richardson Motor Company. 318 South White Sands Boulevard or online at ryanrichardson.company. That's ryanrichardson.company.
This is Deborah Romero, President and CEO of First National Bank. Banking should be personal. It's the comfort of being greeted by name, celebrating life's milestones, and staying connected to what matters most. Because when your bank truly knows you, you're never just another transaction. We're proud to support you on your financial journey and serve in the communities we call home. First National Bank, where community and commitment come together. Stop in today and experience the difference.
First National Bank, member FDIC, equal housing lender.
Alamo Sports and Talk, 1230, 1019 on the Richardson Motor scoreboard. Oregon Mountain gets the win tonight, 12-0 in 5 innings. Tigers at the plate end up striking out 11 times through those 15 at-bats. Just 3 groundouts. They got a walk, so no hitter for the pitcher for Oregon Mountain, Alex Venegas. He also scored 3 runs, 2 doubles, and a triple. let's see. Sean Estenson had a couple of singles and a couple of RBIs. Evan De Leon with a RBI single. Devin Garces, a couple of runs scored for him. Rio Rivera had two singles and a double and an RBI and 3 runs scored. Diego Costa had 3 RBIs, a double and a single. Zeke Varela finished up with a single and a run scored, and an RBI for Ray Ponce as well on a sac fly. Another run scored on a wild pitch. I think a couple actually did. So tough night for the Tigers. Pretty much only way you can really sum all that up, a tough evening overall. But they get to play again tomorrow, so regardless of how tough it was tonight, you can try to bounce back and have a better day on Thursday. Doubleheader in Las Cruces as Alamogordo takes on Oregon Mountain at 5 and 7 o'clock. We'll be here in Alamogordo with softball facing off against Oregon Mountain, 5 and 7 o'clock start time for those. And we'll be on the air around 4:45 for the first game. And I think that's all we got for tonight's broadcast. Do want to mention Tularosa softball rescheduled their game. They were going to play at Hatch Valley on Saturday. That's been moved back to tomorrow, 4 and 6 o'clock doubleheader. They'll play that one on the road. I believe tomorrow, Mescalero Apaches up at the Navajo Prep Tournament for softball. And Thule Baseball plays again on Friday for a doubleheader at Socorro. And, of course, we got track and field coming up this week. Alamo goes up to Cleveland on Friday. Tularosa Cloudcroft is up at Rodoso. Alamogordo Tennis is in Las Cruces tomorrow, taking on Oregon Mountain. And I believe Mescalero Apache Golf is going to be out at the Deming JV event tomorrow. So, best of luck to them. All right, that does it for our broadcast. On the Richardson Motor scoreboard, 12-0 Oregon Mountain. This has been the Otero Federal Credit Union post-game show, and a shout-out to the Winner's Circle, Ochoa Stucco, and First National Bank being our sponsors as well. We'll talk to y'all tomorrow. It's 4:45 over at the Tiger Softball Complex. Hope to see you there. And so long. Thanks for listening to Tiger Baseball and Alamo Sports and Talk, 1230, 1019. Tigers fall 12-0 to Oregon Mountain.
Finding great candidates to hire can be like, well, trying to find a needle in a haystack. Sure, you can post your job to some job board, but then all you can do is hope the right person comes along. Which is why you should try ZipRecruiter for free at ZipRecruiter.com/free. ZipRecruiter doesn't depend on candidates finding you. It finds them for you.